welcome you to Soccer County, where a clash of sides on opposite ends of the USL League One spectrum takes center stage. It is Westchester SC hosting the league leaders in Spokane Velocity. Tonight's match is presented by Northwell Health. Hello from the stadium at Memorial Field. I'm Sam Goldfarb, thrilled to bring you all of the action in what should be a goal fest. And when you flash back to the first meeting between these two sides on May 4th, a goal fest it was. Westchester getting off to the flying start. Stephen Payne bypassing Pierre Reedy here and whipping in a pinpoint cross. And after just 5 minutes, Samori Powder providing first blood for Westchester with this sensational strike. But Spokane would climb right back into it on the stroke of halftime. Reedy himself scrapping a goal back right before intermission. And then after the restart, calamity struck. Dane Jackaman struggling to field this, a major mistake. Anwar Pelaez pouncing to make it 2-1. And as Westchester concentrated bodies forward, Ishjome on the counter, finishing things for Spokane. A hard-fought, resilient display from Velocity in that one. It's now time to jump into our players to watch. In this matchup, it's a pair of lads front and center in the Golden Boot race. J.C. Obregon Jr. tied for first in that race with 7 goals in league play and has scored Westchester's last 2. Expect him to have to play in tighter spaces tonight, though. This is a Spokane side that is so organized out of possession. He will have to be at his most witty to produce chances for the Golden Apple. On the opposite end of things, Anwar Pelaez got off to the flying start for Spokane, but no goals or assists in the last 7 across all competitions. Lee Wiedemann mentioning he struggled to play against teams deploying low blocks. That's been the go-to for opponents of Spokane the last month. Against a Westchester team, though, that likes to play more open, this could be his fixture to feast. We are just about set for round 2 of Westchester Spokane this season. It is a Westchester squad desperate to climb back in the win column. A Spokane team hoping to keep up its red-hot streak atop the League One table. Lineups and kickoff next. Stick with us. We'll be back from Westchester County in a matter of moments.
What makes Westchester different is what makes us strong.
Different towns, different dreams, different journeys.
It's the businesses that fuel our neighborhoods, the families that shape our future. It's the balance of city hustle
and scenic river towns. It's hard work, ambition, resilience, the drive to compete and the will to win.
No matter where we come from,
here we are connected by something greater. Like the waters of the Hudson, we move with strength and purpose.
when we play together,
we are unstoppable. Our United by Blue jersey is more than just a uniform. It's a symbol.
the deep blue represents the rivers that shape our home, while the repeating Infinity W pattern speaks to our relentless pursuit of progress.
Gold accents remind us of the excellence we strive for,
On and off the field. Inside every jersey, the words,
"We are Westchester,"
serve as a reminder whether you wear it on the pitch
or in the stands.
you are a part of something bigger.
When we stand together, we are Westchester.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy with the people who make you smile. Health First Insurance plans connect you to care you can trust for a happy family and a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
We welcome you back to the stadium at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon, New York. We are just about set for kickoff between the league leaders, Spokane Velocity, and Westchester SC. Tonight's match is presented by Northwell Health. It's time to get a look at our starting lineup, starting with the home side and Dave Carton's bunch. Just one change for a squad that is depleted heavily by injury at the moment. Johnny Bolaños onto the subs bench. Prince Sadie replaces him in the 11 in a like-for-like swap. Dane Jackman once again between the sticks after reclaiming his starting spot from Andrew Hammersley around the midway point of last month. On the other end of things for Lee Wiedemann, he makes 3 changes from the 1-1 draw 2 weeks ago against Texoma. The big one of note coming on the left flank. Pierre Reedy is back in the 11 after one match outside it. And then also Cullen Fernandez slotting into the holding midfield role in place of Jack Denton. This is one of the deepest squads in the league. Keep your eye on this Spokane 11 and how they organize. We're just about set to get things underway here from Soccer County. It is Westchester SC desperate to avenge what was that 3-1 defeat, a second half drubbing at the hands of Spokane. Meanwhile, the league leaders who enter tonight 12 unbeaten in league play, hoping to continue a surge at history. They are just 3 away from Chattanooga's record of 15 consecutive league matches without a loss. It would be 13 if they could get a result here tonight. It is Westchester in the blue kits with the yellow accents and the white numbers. Spokane in the white kits with the light blue numbers. You see Neil Vinyals on your screen at the center of everything today in place of the usual attacking mid in Luis Hill. He scored the opener last week against Texoma, a all-league midfielder in the previous 2 years with Richmond Kickers. He's the creative talisman in behind their top scorer, Anwar Pelaez. It will be Spokane going from right to left on your screen, Westchester going from left to right. And we are underway here in Mount Vernon. Westchester desperate to make a statement here at home against the league leaders. We thank you for joining us. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action from Soccer County. Westchester squad that since its 2-1 come from behind victory against Forward Madison has suffered 3 consecutive defeats. Last time on this home ground, a 3-0 throttling at the hands of Greenville. Here's the quick break forward from Spokane. A fair against a team that wants to take the fight to all of its visitors. He should thrive, especially on the break. Lewis, stabbed away by Rashid Tedda. This is the first time Westchester is playing its first choice center back pairing of Juan Palma and Rashid Tedda for back-to-back matches. Dave Carton mentioning how consistency has eluded them at the back. Tedda does well to marshal Pelaez off this. A pair of former USL Championship players locking horns there. Well, for Spokane, we've already mentioned it. 12 unbeaten in league play. They have suffered defeats in the Jägermeister Cup, but other than that, rather tough to topple. No League One side has done it since Naples successfully pulled off the victory on March 22nd. That was in Spokane. It's, to date, the only match Spokane Velocity has lost in USL League One play. So it speaks to how balanced and elite they've been over the course of the last 3.5 months or so. Here's Waldeck, a League One veteran at this stage. That is a warm one, no doubt, in Westchester at the moment. 84 degrees at the time of kickoff, humidity at 69%, so a muggy one here in the Northeast, as it tends to be once the dog days of summer hit. I don't think Westchester will be any stranger to this. Spokane, maybe a bit more so. Here's Noah Powder, ranging forward for Westchester. This is Guzin. Josh Drack, the signing from Charleston Battery. Dave Carton not shy about making in-season changes. He's brought in the likes of Juan Palma and Josh Drack on permanent transfers. We saw on the lineup Taimu Okiyoshi, announced as the new loanee from Rhode Island FC earlier today. He is on the substitutes bench tonight, so much needed reinforcement for a Westchester team that is ravaged by ailment at the moment. I wonder how many minutes he'll get. Definitely in match shape, but obviously his first time with the team. Palma. A loose pass towards Bauman. And the late challenge on Lewis draws our referee's ire. Lead official Joe Surgeon tonight. He will be presiding over all of the action here in Mount Vernon, New York. This is Waldeck. He's not shy about venturing forward down that left flank. Now Vignals' his first proper touch of it. Does win a set piece for Velocity. Well, he is something of a set piece specialist. During his 2 years in Richmond, 4 years, I should say, excuse me, he was quite renowned for his majesty on situations like these. This season hasn't quite gotten the opportunity to break into the side as much. Luis Gil has been in front of him for the bulk of the year, but Vignals now making a second consecutive start in league play. Hooks this in. It's an inviting ball. Still not properly dealt with by Westchester. Here's Waldeck. Flashing cross. Stabbed away by Johnson. Only as far as Fernandez, though. Spokane with its usual dominance of the ball, shining through in the early stages. Oprah. Excellent link up here, and space down the far side. Cross towards Pelaez, and rather routine for Dane Jackman to cope with. And there is your look at Westchester's #1. Jackman back in the 11, the last 5 contests now after being dropped for a 6-match run in late spring and early summer. Dave Carton saying that this is his first season as a proper #1 between the sticks since his academy days. So the Loudon Loney has had to cope with that and was dropped following the last Spokane match with the mistake you saw off the top. Came way too far out of his goal, left the ball dangling, and had it dispossessed. But Dave Carton saying he's still very happy with his #1 between the sticks and says he handled that period on the pine rather well, back in the dangling. Still down on the pitch. It's a concerning sight for Westchester fans. Grabbing at his ankle. One of the top creative presences for Westchester. You see him just roll funkily on it after trying to bypass Derek Waldeck. Dave Carton, someone who's already grappled with an onslaught of injuries, greeted with a rather unfortunate sight in the opening 10 minutes. Here is your look at the Westchester headman, his first season at the helm of this first-year club, a former assistant of Mike Jeffries at Charlotte, spent years there, big part of Independence's run to the 2023 final. He's talked about imposing his own style on it. His counterpart is someone with a clearly defined style of his own in Lee Wiedemann. Year 2 for him, and of course, fresh off of that Cinderella run to the USL League One final in the club's inaugural season last year. A team that finished 7th and made its way all the way to the final with road victories over Northern Colorado Hailstorm and a penalty kick upset of Ford Madison. When talking to him, he's touched on his stylistic inspirations, but he was careful to mention that despite being born and raised a Liverpool fan and taking a lot of inspiration from the likes of Rafa Benitez and Jurgen Klopp, he said also it's about applying some of those tenets to the league, right? He says in League One, it's a very transition-oriented league, so you can't copy and paste. It is about taking the stylistic elements you like and applying it in a manner that best suits the competition you're in. Dave Carton himself trying to establish his clearly defined attack-minded style, one that is predicated on fluidity, as well as possession of the football, although tonight they found themselves on the back foot in the early stages. Long throw awaits Spokane. Husen was limping off the pitch. Still awaiting word on him. And he's back out there, so pleasant sight for Westchester fans all around. Waldeck. Spraying this to the opposite flank. Flicked into Pelaez. Well, it was audacious, but no real trouble for Jackman in the end. Well, he's not one that lacks flair, and that was definitely inventive. Unfortunately, no real trouble. You see him first time try to catch this. It's a pleasant looking one for the cameras, that, but didn't quite skew properly off that boot. Well, if you are just joining us, we welcome you into the stadium at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon, New York, in Westchester County. Westchester SC currently occupying the bottom spot in the USL League One table, but when you look at the standings, currently just 5 points separate them from the 8th place spot. And of course, the top 8 qualify for the postseason when all is said and done in October. There's a lovely ball over the top towards Reedy. Spokane, of course, top of the league, 4 points clear at the moment. Right now, 18 points separate these two sides. Space on the far side. Early cross in from Siobhan John Brown. And it's beyond the reach of everyone in the nearby vicinity. Keep your eye on Siobhan John Brown and Lucky Oprah on that right-hand side. Those two link up, both with experience in USL League One. They're a dangerous duo that stretches a lot of opposing back lines. The latter of which, Lucky Oprah is getting set for this throw. Another long throw into the box, flicked on, still loose for Pelaez, who's down in the area, and the referee does point to the spot. A late decision from Joe Surgeon, but one he makes definitively. And a chance for Spokane to open the scoring from 12 yards if this stands. It's definitely a major decision. You see this flicked on, Pelaez whiffing at it. I tell you what, it did look like Bauman got the ball first. This may be rather harsh. Credit to the official, though. Had a good view of it and does make the decision without much hesitation. Sets up Spokane's top scorer, Anwar Pelaez, at the spot. Someone who's looking to snap a 7-match goal dog. 8 goals in all competitions to his name, 6 of which have come in USL League One play. And he stares down Dane Jackman. Remember, in the first fixture, J.C. Obregon missed a penalty in the second half for Westchester. Pelaez delivers, rolling it confidently into the bottom left, and 1-0 Spokane. Well, it is not a decision that will endear our referee to the Westchester faithful, but it's one he made with relative conviction. And looking at it again, yes, there's contact, but it does appear Bauman gets the ball first. That may be a decision that Westchester comes back and doesn't love, but then Pelaya's not concerned about the appeals from the Westchester players, places it perfectly in the bottom left from the spot, and Spokane with the early advantage. Inside the first 15, it is Spokane 1, Westchester 0. And it is their top scorer who is back on the score sheet, Anwar Pelaya's, a 7th of the season in league play, a 2nd of which that has come against Westchester. A 32-year-old who made the move to Spokane in the late stages of last summer after spending the first half of last year with Guastatoya in the Guatemalan top flight. Played in the Clausura 2024 after finishing the USL Championship 23 campaign with Oakland Roots. Has played in a number of different footballing contexts, be it Venezuela, Guatemala, the States. A well-traveled player who experienced goal. Pelaya's story is, frankly, really inspirational. Someone who began in the Barranquilla Academy, but he was released in 2013, nearly quit the game at 22 years of age. Someone who also worked as a taxi driver and a painter during his multiple stints outside the beautiful game while he trained, and earned his way back into professional football in Venezuela with Atletico Guanare, and then finally making the move to the United States a few years back with Oakland Roots. An excellent story of perseverance, and someone who's made a name for himself in the USL ranks in the last 3 years. Well, fans catch every heart-pounding moment at Westchester's home stadium at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. 2025 season tickets are on sale now, offering flexible payment plans, priority access, discounts, invites to exclusive events, and much more. Don't miss out on an unforgettable season of fun, friends, community, and soccer. Visit westchestersc.com to become a 2025 season ticket member today. 1-0 to Spokane Velocity, courtesy of Anwar Pelaya's 14th minute penalty kick opener. For those interested in a little bit of deja vu, this is the exact moment of the match where Westchester opened the score at Naples on Saturday. That, of course, a JC Obregon opener. Dave Carton feeling his side started that match so well and then caught out on a lovely own-in free kick before the break. Dave Carton really lamented how they lost that match at Naples. Henderlong's 83rd minute winner said he felt they did so well to control the territory in the second half, but ultimately one lapse in concentration, sending a very strong performance down the drain. It was definitely a harsh result for a side that did fare rather well over the 90 minutes. Now it finds itself playing from behind, something that Westchester honestly has not done much of this year. Actually, have found themselves jumping in front and then occasionally facing issues protecting leads. Here's a vertical ball towards the goal scorer, Pelaya's. Here's Pierre Reedy. Overlap from Waldeck. Flashing ball stabbed away by Teta. Vinyals. And that is read brilliantly by Prince Sadie. Well, you got your first look at Marancio. Carlos Marancio, the starting goalkeeper for Spokane Velocity, who's not been under fire at all thus far. 26 years old, joined the club last year and was actually dropped around midsummer due to some struggles and Brooks Thompson emerging. And Lee Wiedemann says he's the kind of coach that if things aren't broke, he doesn't tend to try to fix them, and was very thrilled with how Brooks Thompson played. But this season, he's raved about the growth of Marancio, how he's improved his game across the board this offseason. And right now leads the league in clean sheets, a lot of which is due to his efforts between the sticks, though Spokane also does boast one of the best back lines in the league with just 9 goals conceded. All in all, though, a massive improvement from Marancio. He is an experienced USL League One presence in his own right. Miller overcooks this for Waldeck. Here's Drack. A rare touch of it upfield for him. I've seen rather little of Westchester's creative playmakers through the opening 20 minutes. Spokane imposing their possession-oriented, dynamic attacking style on the match thus far. Here's Obregon coming deep to claim. And now Sadie, his first proper run at the defense. Back for Obregon. That cross lacked the velocity required. Johnson, back in a right back role. He played so effectively for Charlotte for years. Now Bauman in space. And continuing his run. Dinking it in towards Obregon, a touch of it, and the referee, I believe, has just pointed to the spot, and that he has. Tit for tat for Westchester, and a chance to equalize from 12 yards. Well, he's proven consistent here. Bauman's cross comes in. It's a little behind Obregon, but does touch it, and yes, the boot is dangling from Colin Fernandez. And it definitely matches the threshold that he set with the first penalty. So that sets up Westchester from 12 yards. Obregon stands over it, and he misses. The follow-up is in. Ermin Makic pulling Westchester level. Tenacity on full display, and the 914th Infantry rejoices. 1-1. A first professional goal for Ermin Makic. You see Obregon go down, and it seemed it would have been a nightmare scenario. Denied at the spot in May against Marancio. Denied again, but Ermin Makic following it up and bashing it into the back of the net. The native of Yonkers, New York, with his first professional goal to pull Westchester level, and all square midway through the first half. The 20-year-old Makic making his 11th start, inserted in the starting 11 these last few weeks, largely by necessity with so many creative playmakers out due to injury. Has logged some very strong performances up front and finally rewarded for them on the score sheet. It is a poacher's goal, but it is a well-worked one. And a first goal in Westchester colors for him. Velocity the other direction, and this flash is well beyond Pelaez's reach. Well, fans, the USL on CBS kicks off in July with a hot showdown in the Championship Eastern Conference. Last season's final runner-up, Rhode Island FC, takes on Northeast rival Hartford Athletic on Saturday, July 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern, only on CBS. Midway through the first half, 1-1, a pair of penalty scenarios finds us level. Anwar Pelaez opening the scoring from the spot in the 14th minute. And then 8 minutes later, after Obregon's effort saved off the post, Ermin Makic following it up to make it 1-1 moments ago. Someone who has spent time in Montenegro professionally. This his first proper pro stint in the United States, and opening his Westchester account here in mid-July. Someone who had scored in the youth ranks abroad in Europe. This is his first senior professional goal, though. We have a good one brewing here in Mount Vernon, matching the intensity we saw in the first meeting. Siobhan John Brown looking through to Pelaez and a bit overcooked towards Jackaman. Well, Ermin Makic, someone who earned his way into the team after bagging a brace in a preseason friendly against New York Red Bulls 2, has made good on that decision from the front office. A native of New York scoring for the New York club. This over the top towards Obregon. He was shoved down in the area. Marancio collected anyways. This is the first test he's faced outside of the penalty, Marancio. Did well. He denied Obregon for the second time in as many meetings, but not much he could do on the follow-up. Guzin snatches this back. And here he is again. Bouwman, part of the Dutch connection throughout this Westchester side, himself and Guzin. Makic, the goal scorer. Guzin. Inside to Obregon in space. And still Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. forced wide. Deflected out for a corner. Westchester with the wind in their sails at the moment. Well, he is a pit bull in the box. You see him just bypass two defenders. Oprah is well enough to force him wide, and that's about the best possible outcome you can hope for when Obregon is staring you down in the area in space. Sets up Westchester with its first corner of the night. Joel Johnson to take. Within swing. Towards the heart of the area, just beyond the reach of Palma though. Kept in by Bouwman. One thing about Westchester is every opposing coach you talk to says the same thing. They are much better than their record indicates, and they've managed to battle intensely in a lot of fixtures against some of the top teams in USL League One. First velocity match, they were no slouch in. Of course, they took that early lead and were competitive even after going down. Here's Makic's cross in. Cleared out to Andre Lewis. This is not a side that will just wither when it falls behind. Sadie. Bouwman. Now some room for Josh Drack to roam. Crossing this towards Obregon. Did not miss by much. And out for a corner. Well, he's sneaky good at heading the ball, despite being rather undersized. Going up against two rather physical defenders in Garcia and Miller. Did very well to even get that towards frame. Pinpoint cross from Drack as well. Sets up Guzin from this near side. Taken short to Johnson this time. goes in. Hooking it towards the back post. Makic unable to rescue it. He will run it back, though, from the opposite flank. Westchester pinning them in their own half at the moment. Johnson slowly getting target practice now. Toward Makic. Stabbed away. Fans, don't miss your chance to be part of history with Westchester's first professional soccer club. Season tickets start at just $18 per game, bringing you world-class action at an unbeatable value. Visit westchestersc.com to learn more and lock in your seat for the 2025 season. 2025 Westchester SC season tickets are on sale now. Just beyond the half-hour threshold, 1-1 scoreline. Anwar Pelaez opening the scoring in the 14th. Ermin Makic, after Obregon's penalty effort was saved, leveling things in the 22nd. And we find ourselves at a stalemate in the business end of this first half. Rather entertaining one. Spokane came out on the front foot, unsurprisingly. Since Westchester's procured the equalizer, though, they've definitely been the more assertive of the two entities. The question is, can Westchester keep up this level of intensity without compromising its solidity at the back? That is ultimately what did them in the second half against Naples on Saturday. This is pinged over the top to Siobhan John Brown. And Palma does win that 50-50. One of the many additions in defense for Westchester in season. Spent time with Charleston. Did tear his ACL a couple years ago and has been working his way back. It's an opportunity for him to reassert himself in potential USL Championship conversations come winter. Now he is bundled over in the box. Well, you can say what you want about both penalty decisions, but Joe Surgeon has been consistent with the barometer of contact he's allowed. Of course, the first questions over whether Baumann got the ball first, but there definitely was contact after the fact. And the Obregon penalty was similar in the level of contact afforded. So either way, things are rather even on that front. Here's Baumann. And he picks out Prince Sadie, who's enjoyed a lovely bout of form here in the summer. Dancing past Waldeck, cutting it across! Narrowly missing his Makic. What a chance that is for Westchester. This is Prince Sadie at his very best. Roll of the ball, beats his defender, hooking it back to Makic, who had the goal at his mercy, and just narrowly missing out on a brace. Well, he has proven him to be quite the menace on the front line so far today for Westchester. Fans, the USL on ESPN2. Watch July 26th for a Jägermeister Cup matchup between Championship Club Detroit City FC and League One newcomer Westchester SC on Saturday, July 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. That will finish out Westchester's Jägermeister Cup campaign. Detroit still well and truly in it in Group 4, so that should make for a fascinating fixture. And Westchester's track record on national TV is not too shabby. They have won their only Nat TV fixture. It came in come-from-behind fashion at Ford Madison last month. John Brown is tripped up. Referee will rule that as incidental between himself and track. Guzin on the turn, looking ahead to Sadie and picks him out with expertise. This is Prince Sadie, lovely flick, and just deflected back to Marancio. The 32-year-old is kicking it into high gear. Again, space to roam. Excellent work by Guzin to pick him out. Manages to weave a web of lies here and just create some separation from Waldeck. But an excellent recovery by Cameron Miller to get his boots in the fray. Otherwise, it may have been 2-1 Westchester. Final 10 minutes of this first half, and it is shaping up to be quite the entertaining one here in Mount Vernon. It is important to note, Westchester SC has not won a league match on this ground all year. 0-3-3 in league play. Have held leads, have held multi-goal leads even. The 2-0 lead over AV Alta before things unraveled dramatically in the second half and they fell 5-2. Have not been able to get over the line just yet. Part of it is a question of when they get the rub of the green. Part of it is a question of defensive solidity and concentration when they hold leads. But tonight their resilience, when behind, on full display. Long throw. Miller flicks it on. Pelaez trying for the spectacular again. Fans, 2025 Westchester Soccer Club season tickets are now on sale. Don't miss your chance to be part of our historic inaugural season at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. Catch all of the action and all of the fun starting at just $18 per game. Tickets are selling fast. Visit westchestersc.com for more information. What do the final 8 minutes and change have in store for us in this first half? Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. It is 1-1 between league-leading Spokane Velocity and Westchester SC, a team that currently occupies the league cellar in USL League One, but is only 5 points off playoff pace at the moment. So speaks to how gridlocked the standings are, frankly, from about 5 all the way down to 14. Fernandez sprays it wide to Waldeck, and now looking through to Reedy. Johnson reads it well. Reedy snatches it back, and they will come back to the earlier foul, to the chagrin of Noah Powder. There was definitely a little shove here. We see Johnson, just a sloppy pass back, and then he does make a little contact on Reedy from behind. Free plate advantage, and now affords Vinyals and Waldeck a chance to cause some danger. It's a similar position to where Westchester conceded the free kick equalizer on Saturday against Naples. This hook towards goal and off the crossbar from Vinyals. May have taken a touch on the way as well. You wouldn't put it past him, would you? A free kick specialist. Tries for goal, does take a deflection off of Dean Guzin. And right off of the crossbar, nearly squeezed it in at the near post. Waldeck stands over the corner with outswing. Headed on, right back at Jackaman before it can reach Oprah. Closing stages of this first half. We rapidly move towards the 40-minute threshold. Back and forth we go. Reedy hooking this in. Stabbed away by Teta. Reaches the feet of Sadie, who left it loose. Now in for Pelaez. Reedy again. Johnson's intervention does its job. Mad dash here, off of the giveaway by Westchester. Reedy here from a tight angle, doesn't do poorly. Johnson, though, making himself an obstacle rather effectively. More target practice for Waldeck on the near side. This one towards the near post. Well, it reached Oprah. The header didn't reach goal, though. Fan Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is proud to be there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Closing stages of this first half, a 1-1 scoreline between the league leaders in Spokane Velocity and Westchester SC. Spokane opening the scoring from the spot in the 14th. Anwar Pelaez doing the honors. Ermin Makic following up a penalty save by Carlos Marancio with a lovely finish of his own 8 minutes later. It has made for a competitive back and forth affair thus far. These are the moments when Westchester can navigate through the press. Can they play quickly? Dave Carton mentioning that Spokane is so good and organized when it gets in its mid-block. So when they break that first line of pressure, it is about playing quick, not allowing them to get organized. And we've seen moments when the incision is on full display, when things have been rather promising for Westchester going forward. This is a busy stretch for Westchester SC, part of a run of 3 matches in 7 days, and doing so with a limited subs bench as well. Took just 4 outfield players, 2 Naples that didn't crack the 11. We'll play again on Saturday at 1 Knox. So a trip to Naples, a trip to Knoxville, sandwiching a match against the league leaders. It's by no means a simple stretch for Westchester as they look to revitalize their campaign. Sadie sprinting at Waldeck, putting it back again, and this time right into the path of Cameron Miller. Teta overzealous in his challenge. Yeah, this one rather straightforward. Shoving the back over the top. No real appeals from Teta in the end either. Final minute of the initial 45. A very entertaining first half, drawing towards its conclusion. Not the best of throws from Waldeck. Does its job anyways. Siobhan John Brown. Andre Lewis, former USL Championship man. Most recently spent time at Hartford Athletic before joining Spokane. A team that finds itself on national TV on Saturday. 3 minutes of added time separate us from intermission.
Your attention, please. The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time in the opening half.
Sloppy series of events from Waldeck. Obregon outwits Garcia. Now room on the near side. Overcooking it towards Powder at the back stick, though. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Well, there is not a bad seat in the house at the stadium at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon, New York. 3,900-seat venue, one built in the 1930s that was refurbished and now holds all of the home matches for Westchester SC this year. It's a rather famous venue, one that is best known for hosting the famous Coke commercial that starred Mean Joe Green in the 1970s, if I'm not mistaken. It is a historic venue in the Westchester County area. Also, for those wondering, a lot of famous concert acts here as well. The Jackson 5 came by at one point. This likely the final sojourn forward for Westchester. Obregon sent tumbling. Referee waves away any appeals. I wonder if that is the last involvement of this first half. Well, there's the halftime whistle. A fast start for Spokane is neutralized by a bit of poacher's brilliance by Erman Makic. A 1-1 scoreline after 45 minutes of play between the league leaders and Westchester SC. Pelaez in the 14th doing the opening honors after a penalty shout that Westchester fans will feel is rather questionable. And after a penalty that was also considered maybe rather soft was denied by Marancio Erman Makic's first Westchester goal, pulling them level. At halftime, nothing to separate Westchester and Spokane, the same as it was on May 4th. Westchester and Spokane level at 1-1 after 45 minutes. When we return, the halftime show here from Mount Vernon. Stick with us here in Westchester County.
Our tagline is welcome to Soccer County, not a town. And we want it to be a hub of all the soccer energy throughout the communities of this region.
As a first-year franchise and a club that's new, you know, these are landmarks in the history of the club that you want to really do something memorable.
I think it shows how soccer crazy this area is and how much passion there is about sports and just community in general.
For being a homegrown talent, you know, in my city, it means everything because my family, my friends, all my loved ones come to the game, watch me play, you know, and, you know, I'm just try to put on for my city as much as I can.
You expect Manhattan-level care, and you live in Westchester. With Northwell, you'll find it all right here through this store in Tarrytown and this one in Katona, at Phelps Hospital and Northern Westchester Hospital. It's where you'll find a vast network of world-class doctors delivering everything from primary care to the most complex neurosurgery and cancer treatments. And it's all part of New York's most awarded health system, with every door leading to extraordinary care right here in Westchester. Northwell. Raise health.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy. With the people who make you smile. Health First insurance plans connect you to care you can trust. For a happy family and a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
We welcome you back to Westchester County. We're at halftime. Nothing to separate Westchester and Spokane Velocity. A 1-1 scoreline after 45 minutes here from Mount Vernon. It's time to get a look around USL League One, starting with our Week 19 Team of the Week. A rather eventful week of football. Nobody represented from this fixture, though. Of course, this is the first match for Spokane in 2 weeks, so they don't have anybody on the squad. Westchester falling, so they did not have anybody included in the 11. But the standout performers, Carson Henderlong scoring the winner against Westchester, he's included. To be fair, Obregon is on the bench, so there is some Westchester representation. Hunter Morse leading a rather strong Portland back line. He is the goalkeeper of the week in Week 19. Now it's time to pivot to our monthly awards for the month of June. How about Brian Claben engineering a tremendous run for AV Alta, an unbeaten June with 2 wins and 2 draws that has seen them climb to second in the USL League One table. It could stay there with a result tonight against Knoxville. Now it's time to get a look at our player of the month and his standout moments in the month of June.
First touch so telling for AV Alta. So many talented players. Desdune, one of them, picks out a teammate and slotted home brilliantly by Blancas. Blancas will go for the hat trick. Oh, he's got it! Oh my! Unreal!
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help. Take a load off it. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
The back off the goal kick, Williams!
the box, keeper's out, he scores!
You expect Manhattan-level care, and you live in Westchester. With Northwell, you'll find it all right here through this store in Terrytown, and this one in Katona, at Phelps Hospital and Northern Westchester Hospital. It's where you'll find a vast network of world-class doctors delivering everything from primary care to the most complex neurosurgery and cancer treatments. And it's all part of New York's most awarded health system, with every door leading to extraordinary care right here in Westchester. Northwell. Raise health.
Back here in Westchester, where at halftime, the league leaders find themselves level with Westchester SC, a 1-1 scoreline between Westchester and Spokane Velocity. Time to get a look around USL League One and the USL in general, starting with our news and notes here for Week 19. Well, the Jägermeister Cup draw takes place on Friday on CBS Sports Golazo. They've not finished the group stage yet, but we will see how the knockout stages will look in terms of format in a matter of moments. And then how about on Saturday to follow that up? We have Rhode Island hosting Hartford at 4 p.m. on CBS, the Big Boy Network, for that big fixture in the Northeast. And finally, Portland earning their first away victory at Texoma. They snap what was a 9-game unbeaten run for Los Pájaros. Around the league, it is a rather busy stretch in USL League One. Let's get a look at our live scores and schedule. Right now, Portland Hearts of Pine, they lead Greenville Triumph as they look to build on that victory over Texoma at the weekend. And speaking of Texoma, currently trailing at Chattanooga, there is one fixture kicking off just now between Ford Madison and Charlotte, two legacy clubs in USL League One. Let's see how the standings look with all of these results going on at the moment. After the weekend schedule, that is. You see what's coming up at the weekend. Charlotte is hosting Portland. Richmond Kickers going to Greenville in what should be a nice regional rivalry. Meanwhile, Westchester and Spokane both on the road. Westchester going to Knoxville. Spokane going to Chattanooga. They will stay across the country. And now for our standings portion, let's get a look at how all of the results have shaken out the live table. Right now, Westchester would still be bottom of the table, but 3 points could climb them as high as 11th tonight. Meanwhile, as you look at how other things are shaking out, Chattanooga right now with a lead, so they currently would go second. Meanwhile, AV Alta would sit third at the moment. They're currently trailing at 1 knock, so a bit of a shakeup in the table at the moment. Well, now it's time for The Experience, presented by El Jimador Spiked Bebidas. It's a video docuseries that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporters groups. The latest episode showcases Rhode Island FC and their support group Defiance 1636 and is available on youtube.com/USL on July 17th. Check it out.
We want to be the loudest people around. We want you to hear where we are at.
No one thought we would do what we did against Louisville. We were hot, we were clicking, we were scoring goals.
Even after the whistle blew and they were champions, forget about it. Raise your scarves, we kept playing.
I don't think I've heard a louder scream from a group of people than we did that night.
That's the important thing about this group. They never stop loving their team.
Our tagline is welcome to Soccer County, not a town. And we want it to be a hub of all the soccer energy throughout the communities of this region.
As a first-year franchise and a club that's new, you know, these are landmarks in the history of the club that you want to really do something memorable.
I think it shows how soccer crazy this area is and how much passion there is about sports and just community in general.
Being a homegrown talent, you know, in my city, it means everything because my family, my friends, all my loved ones come to the game, watch me play, you know, and, you know, I'm just try to put on for my city as much as I can.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy. With the people who make you smile. Health First Insurance plans connect you to care you can trust. For a happy family and a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
You expect Manhattan-level care, and you live in Westchester. With Northwell, you'll find it all right here through this store in Terrytown, and this one in Katona, at Phelps Hospital and Northern Westchester Hospital. It's where you'll find a vast network of world-class doctors delivering everything from primary care to the most complex neurosurgery and cancer treatments. And it's all part of New York's most awarded health system, with every door leading to extraordinary care right here in Westchester. Northwell, raise health.
Back here in Westchester County, where at halftime, nothing separates Westchester SC and Spokane Velocity, a 1-1 scoreline at intermission. It's now time to take a look at our standout moments from the first half, and what an eventful opening 45 minutes it was. A number of controversial decisions that you may want to take a peek at, but both canceled each other out. We pick things up in the 14th minute. Anwar Pelaez brought down by Daniel Bauman. He gets some of the ball, but also some of the man. Pelaez steps up from 12 yards and buries it to put Spokane 1-0 in front. And it looks like maybe, just maybe, this will be an unfortunate repeat of how Greenville turned out a couple weeks ago. But Westchester would battle right back. In fact, they'd win a penalty of their own. 8 minutes later, Obregon gets ball first. Fernandez gets his legs, and from 12 yards, Obregon actually denied off the post, but Erman Makic following it up with his first senior professional goal to power Westchester level. And then both teams created a bevy of chances. It was a back and forth affair. Prince Sadie started to take things over, bypassing Derek Waldeck. This the best chance since the goal. Erman Makic narrowly missing out on a brace. Spokane, though, held their own the other direction. Neil Vinyals' effort deflected off of the crossbar on this free kick. Chances for both sides to go in front before the break. Your look at the first half stats. Spokane with a slight edge in a lot of the categories: shots on goal, and possession, but Westchester has held its own after being overrun for about the first 20 minutes. It sets the stage for what should be a rather appetizing final 45 minutes of play. Westchester clearly trying to play with part of the ball, but not wanting to overextend themselves, and Spokane a bit wary in possession, knowing about the pace on the break. Just about set to get things back underway. With everything hanging in the balance, the league leaders 12 unbeaten in league play, hoping to continue that, but wanting to do so with 3 points after 2 weeks off. Westchester, meanwhile, hungry for its first league win at home. We are back underway, and J.C. Obregon Jr. trying out some PSG tactics. Expect the press to commence in a matter of seconds from Westchester. This is a tactic popularized by Luis Enrique and PSG. Here's Obregon. And now Makic, the goal scorer, trying again. Was not far off. And, well, the tactics may have paid some dividends. It was Guzin who actually uncorked. And you see here again, Makic does get on the end of it, so Makic has the attempt. Just whistles it wide. Well, if you are joining us since the restart, Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action. Westchester and Spokane locking horns. Sadie in space, cuts inside! And again, just wide. Another major chance for Westchester to claw back in front. This is excellent. They pick it up off the press. Makic plays it through. It's a well-weighted ball, but Sadie takes the time to cut in on that left and just can't wrap his boot around it enough. This is a very strong start to the second half by the host, though. Overrunning Spokane, at least at the moment. Lewis. There's Cullen Fernandez. Over FC Tulsa man, and now Vinyals in space. Options for Spokane. Overlapping run, cross in, off the bar, and knocked in. Spokane on the counter, back in front. A lightning quick break after Westchester went close twice, but Spokane leads. Well, a five-star counterattack. Vinyals picking it up in space, has a number of runners, plays it wide to Reedy, and now it's a question of who gets the final touch. It appears to be Siobhan John Brown, who has put Spokane back in front. A five-star counter. The final touch may not have come off Siobhan John Brown, but he's the one celebrating it. 2-1 Spokane. Oh, what a heartbreaking turn of events that is. Both Makic and Sadie narrowly curling it wide of each post. And immediately thereafter on the counter, as of now, Siobhan John Brown, the man credited with the would-be go-ahead tally. It was his effort that kissed off the crossbar, and it's a question of whether on the ricochet it comes off him or a Westchester player. Either way, John Brown the one causing the chaos, the 30-year-old. Now Sadie trying from afar. It's an excellent stop from Marancio to just parry it wide. Nearly a swift retort. Sadie in plenty of space. This is on his favored left and tried to pick out that bottom left corner. And if not for Marancio's intervention, he would have done so. Johnson toward the near post. Guzin. Back for Johnson. Hooks this tight on Marancio and has to put the palm up for security. As of now, the goal is being ruled a Dane Jackaman own goal. At least on the official score sheet. In the venue, it was ruled a Siobhan John Brown goal. Either way, you can chalk it up as, at a minimum, an assist for Siobhan John Brown. Taken short. And here's Guzin roaming inside. Back for Johnson. Chipping it in. Only as far as Guzin. And this cross with far too much ferocity. Fans catch every heart-pounding moment at Westchester's home stadium at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. 2025 season tickets are on sale now, offering flexible payment plans, priority access discounts, invites to exclusive events, and much more. Don't miss out on an unforgettable season of fun, friends, community, and soccer. Visit westchestersc.com to become a 2025 season ticket member today. Well, after a fast start by Westchester following the restart, in which they went close twice, Spokane unlocking them on a five-star counterattack. As of now, it's being ruled a Dane Jackaman own goal, but Siobhan John Brown, the man wreaking the havoc to put the league leaders back in front. And what a 40 minutes we find ourselves facing. It is another tough break. Westchester not getting the rub of the green after a scintillating start and forced to play from behind again. Powder left it dangling and snatched back by Siobhan John Brown. Oprah. This is definitely going to be a delicate balance for Westchester. Here's a marauding run forward. Fernandez cuts it towards Vinyals. Not shy about letting it fly from afar. Lewis. Lovely ball through to Siobhan John Brown. Passing it towards Pelaez. It's cut out for a matter of moments. And Vinyals tugging at Makic's shirt. As of now, Spokane Velocity unbeaten in the last 12 league matches. Have not lost a league match since March 22nd. That their second league game of the year. It was a 1-0 defeat at the hands of FC Naples in Spokane. Right now, it would take something rather special for Westchester to snap that streak. And they are making changes. Taimu Okiyoshi will enter. The loanee from Rhode Island FC, who joined earlier today officially, will enter for Daniel Bauman as Westchester looks to gain a possessional foothold. So Okiyoshi in, making his Westchester debut. Bauman out. That substitution presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. Okiyoshi, elite pedigree at the college ranks. Someone who made a name for himself during his time at Marshall. Waldeck. Tedda's unconvincing clearance takes it behind for a corner. Okiyoshi, a Mac Herman semifinalist in 2024, picked to Top Drawer Soccer's National Best 11 after helping guide the Thundering Herd to the National Championship game. A match in which they fell to Vermont on golden goal in one of the more thrilling National Championship games in recent memory. Waldeck stands over this corner. Lee Wiedman preaching about the need for killer instincts in scenarios like these. Arcing it in. Comes all the way back. Play continues. And now the offside flag is raised. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Makic. Westchester going into the reserves, the first team to make a change. It is Taimu Okiyoshi, the Rhode Island FC loanee, on the pitch. This sprayed wide. It is Pierre Reedy. Left it dangling for Tedda. I mentioned it moments ago, but when talking to Lee Wiedman, he lamented issues against low blocks as Obregon snatches this back in plenty of space. Excellent stop by Morancio. Still afloat for Westchester. Sadie cutting inside. A chance may just be lost now. Oprah nearly had a rather costly giveaway, but bailed out by his teammates as they recover. And here is Siobhan John Brown, the man who caused the mad skirmish around the area that led to the would-be Spokane winner. But when talking to Lee Wiedman, while he touched on low blocks, he also said when we go in front, we need a better killer instinct. It's what I've been preaching the last 2 weeks with my team in our time off. Has mentioned that playing against low blocks has put them in a lot of scenarios where they're 1-0 to the good and forced to protect the lead in the final 10 minutes. He wants to see his team establish more separation in these moments. And again, against a Westchester team that has not exactly parked numbers behind the ball tonight. There are more spaces to play into. Pelaez. He's sent tumbling, and Palma is penalized. Well, he is the man of the hour at the moment. Siobhan John Brown navigating his way back into the professional ranks in the United States. With Central Valley Fuego a year ago, enjoyed one of the more productive seasons of his career. Of course, someone who is also an international for Grenada. Played with the Grenada national team in both June World Cup qualifiers as one of their more elite presences going forward. Now is front and center for this set piece for Spokane. It is Vinyals and Waldeck in the immediate vicinity. Hooked in by Waldeck. A decent ball as well. Teta first to it. And Obregon with a bit of guile to win the set piece. Spokane now with a triple change and an elite danger man that dons number 10, a USL League One veteran, a former MLS man in Luis Heel, is the centerpiece of the substitutions. Heel replacing Colin Fernandez, and taking the captain's armband, Neil Vinyals and Lucky Oprah also vacate. Meanwhile, Javier Martin and Jack Denton enter. These are all like-for-like swaps for Lee Wiedemann, one of the deepest squads in the league, flashing its depth. Those substitutions are presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. So Heel will replace Oprah at right back, Denton will replace Fernandez as a holding midfielder, and a substitution at the number 10, Neil Vinyals, who kick-started the move that led to the would-be Spokane winner, replaced by Luis Heel, captain of the club and one of the top chance creators in USL League One. It is a wealth of elite players on the football pitch at the moment for Spokane. Well, as of now, Fernandez remains out there, so you wonder if maybe Andre Lewis is the man to make way. So Lewis officially off confirmed. They leave Fernandez on the pitch despite putting a 6 on the substitution board. So Lee Wiedemann changing his mind at the last minute. Either way, all still like for like. Denton, a more traditional holding midfielder, replaces Andre Lewis, who's been converted into more of a deep-lying center mid role. Denton, an Englishman who played at Missouri State University and impressed there before joining Spokane on his first professional contract a year ago, and throughout his career in and out of the lineup. That means that Colin Fernandez remains on the pitch. And then Luis Heel and Derek Waldeck get a crack at a free kick from the opposite flank. Heel whipping it in. Not enough velocity on it, and it's a transgression by Spokane anyways. Well, you hear the vocal encouragements of the 914th Infantry, the supporters group of Westchester SC, desperately urging their side along, hoping for a response, and a double change will accompany things. Stephen Payne returning from a prolonged absence. He is back in the lineup. There were questions over whether he would feature, but good to see him back out there after a couple matches on the Pine outside the squad. Johnny Bolaños also into the lineup for Westchester as they chase after this. There was an intention to try and rest him, but seeing the state of affairs, changes are necessary. So Makic out for Bolaños, and then Stephen Payne replacing Dean Guzin. Both substitutions are presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. And Bolaños giving chase here. Flag stays down, cuts it back for Powder. Tipped off the bar by Marancio. An excellent save. And that has been a theme of the night for Spokane these last 30 minutes or so. There is the transitional effect of Johnny Bolaños. Obregon letting it run for Powder, who ran onto it quite well. It is just the fingertips of Marancio which keeps Spokane in front. Sadie stands over this. Arcing towards the back stick. And Heel looking to navigate out of trouble. There's some proven talent that Spokane just brought off the bench. We've already mentioned Luis Heel. Spent 5 years in the MLS with Real Salt Lake. Made over 134 appearances. And that is after, during his youth days, being recruited heavily by Arsenal. He drew some interest from the London club before ultimately opting to stay in the MLS. And has played throughout the American ranks and abroad since. Meanwhile, Javier Martin is no slouch either, as there is a yellow card shown to what appears to be Stephen Payne for impeding the progress. So a welcome back to the squad for Payne, and he is greeted by a yellow card. You see him just trip up Pierre Reedy, and it's just a question of whether he is the man booked or Joel Johnson is. Card definitely appeared in the direction of the substitute Payne, though. It is Stephen Payne who is cautioned. Brilliant ball in. And now laid back off. He'll drove it towards goal, but right at Jackaman. Fancy Football is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. On the precipice of the final 25 minutes here from Mount Vernon, New York, it is a 2-1 Spokane advantage, although Westchester a promising response since falling behind after the restart. As things stand, what is being chalked up as a Jane Jackaman own goal in the 48th minute is what makes the difference. Payne and company looking to change that. And here is Stephen Payne. Plays it through to Sadie, and still Sadie off the bar, escorted over the line. Obregon striking, and Westchester is level again. Who else would it be but the man who is always Johnny on the spot? Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. It is a poacher's finish of the highest degree. Sadie doesn't get the kiss off either bar or post, but Obregon there to finish off the remains. Sadie does so well. Hard done by to not get a goal, but Obregon able to knock it off his leg, and Westchester level once again. Eighth goal of the season in league play, a 13th in all comps, and as of now, Obregon leads the Golden Boot race. Was exceptional after moving down to League One last season and playing for Mike Jeffries and Dave Carton in Charlotte. He has carried over that elite goal-scoring form to Westchester, and what resilience we have seen from the Golden Apple tonight. Now the question is, can they push on and find a potential winner? Okioshi. How will this change the state of affairs? Powder. Here is Stephen Payne, the man that kick-started the move that led to Westchester's second. And Obregon winning a free kick. Whenever you hear Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. in interviews, one of the biggest things he talks about since moving to Westchester is representing his city. Someone from Brooklyn, New York originally, and spent time throughout the USL ranks across the country. But this is an opportunity to represent the League One club closest to his hometown. And what a job he's done of that. Johnson and Drax stand over this. Johnson pinging it in towards Obregon. Spokane with significant work to do to reclaim a foothold in this. Have sat back, absorbed pressure. Now need to rediscover that killer instinct going forward. And if there is one side that can do it, it is the league leaders, a team that has achieved results for fun. But that man right now must be thrilled with the resilience his side has shown. Team that has fallen behind twice tonight and has had an answer on both occasions. Heel. And now Javier Martin. Siobhan John Brown shrugged over in the area, and the referee has pointed to the penalty spot again. He has shown very little tolerance for contact in the box and none there after the shove. And just like that, another chance for Spokane to take the lead. It is a pretty physical shove from Palma, it must be said. And knowing how the game has been officiated, that is a very costly challenge. Spokane, a second spot kick. And Anwar Pelaez, a chance to put velocity back in front with what would be a brace. This a major inflection point. Pelaez against Jackman, round two. The former, the victor, the definitive victor in their first showdown. And Pelaez delivers again. This time goes to the right side and converts a second time. A brace of spot kicks and Spokane right back in front. Well, Jackman guessed the right way, but not much to be done because the placement is superb. Pelaez puts his boots through it, opts for placement, and no chance for Jackman hitting the right way. On the season in league play as well, and now he moves himself atop the Golden Boot race level with Obregon. And once again, Westchester with work to do if it hopes to salvage anything. Anwar Pelaez has made a menace of himself and has been unflappable from the penalty spot. Two penalties for Spokane Velocity. The second of which, after seeing how the first two were adjudicated, you must say it is an unnecessary shove from Juan Palma. Maybe he gets away with it on a different day, but not tonight. And now changes being readied. Ish Jome is getting set to enter for Spokane. He is the lad that scored the dagger in the last meeting against Westchester. Right now, the referee is just trying to sort out the substitution situation. Ish Jome is pacing along the touchline, just waiting to get the green light from Joe Surgeon and company. And now Lee Wiedman having a conversation with him. Well, this is a rather interesting development, because when you look at Spokane's squad this evening, Javier Martin was not included in the 18. He was subbed on by Lee Wiedman, and that is what we believe the conversation is between himself and our lead official, Joe Surgeon, because Javier Martin, subbed on about 10 minutes ago, is not included in the squad that we were given officially. Joe Surgeon is literally holding the Spokane matchday roster right now. Never a dull moment, is there? So now, Dave Carton, Lee Wiedman are both having a conversation with Joe Surgeon, our lead official. The fourth official is also within earshot. And I believe what Dave Carton is saying is, Javier Martin's not on the matchday roster. Why was he allowed to enter? Lee Wiedman is saying, likely he intended to have him on there. And this is quite the administrative dispute. Ish Jome, all the meanwhile, is waiting to enter. And for those curious, Ish Jome is included in the matchday squad tonight for Spokane. Just thought it was worth a clarifier after everything that just transpired. That substitution is presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. And for those curious, he has just replaced Javier Martin, who was a substitute. So I guess all's well that ends well. Either way, Jome for Martin. And we are finally set to continue after a 5-minute dispute along the touchline. Well, either way, if you're just joining us, Anwar Pelaez putting Spokane right back in front after a 70th minute penalty kick. After what must be said, it's a pretty no-question penalty, especially considering the way penalties have been doled out tonight. A two-handed shove from Juan Palma, pretty glaring, to be honest, and that's what set up Pelaez from 12 yards. Pelaez, right now, has the league leaders in line for another victory. Lee Wiedman and Dave Carton exchanging their pleasantries after all of the administrative delay that just transpired, and we are finally back underway. Now inside the final 15 minutes, but you can expect 5+ of added time at least to round out this second half. Scoreline was 1-1 at halftime. And now Spokane breaking forward again. Denton driving to the byline, cutting it across. Ran all the way through to Reedy. Waldeck. Excellent move. And it appears Denton just overran it. And now the ball sails out of play. Fans, don't miss your chance to be part of history with Westchester's first professional soccer club. Season tickets start at just $18 per game, bringing you world-class action at an unbeatable value. Visit westchestersc.com to learn more and lock in your seat for the 2025 season. 2025 Westchester SC season tickets are on sale now. Inside the final 15 minutes, a 3-2 advantage for Spokane Velocity as it looks to continue its borderline historic 12-match unbeaten run in USL League One play. Currently just 3 matches away from the league record set by Chattanooga in 2021. A Chattanooga side that reached the USL League One final the following year in 2022, but was a major threat to reckon with in 2021 as well. Omaha second on that list with 14. They were the Players' Shield winners in 2023. We have seen Westchester resilience. They've overcome 2 separate 1-goal deficits tonight. They will have to do so again if they hope to salvage anything from this match. Noah Powder and Joel Johnson stand over this free kick. Hooked in, it's a decent ball, and it forces a difficult decision of Cameron Miller. They're down for a Westchester corner. Dealt with rather comfortably by Miller. This is a more difficult clearance than it looks, because you don't want to accidentally put it on your own net. No nonsense, though, from one of the better center backs in USL League One. Arcing in toward the back post. Doesn't quite reach Payne. And now space to roam for Heel. He wanted a whistle from the referee. It's not granted. Now Payne's cross in, headed by Palma. Directly at Moranciel. Not a bad spell of play by any means. Well, he's looking for a redemption moment after conceding the penalty on what is currently in line to be Spokane's winning goal. Jome nearly in behind. Read very well by Drag. This is Bolaños, who is always a threat in transitional moments. Payne. Sadie. He has enjoyed a very promising performance on the right-hand side. Gets the beating of Waldeck. Cross appeared to be deflected. And well, that it wasn't. Fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Now we are in the final 10 minutes. Buckle up. It has been a 5-goal thriller. Spokane leading on 3 separate occasions, pegged back on the first 2. Can Westchester do it again? Bolaños. Okiyoshi. Obregon. Clever flick, but Powder not quite with the pace of the move. Right now, Westchester with work to do to overcome this deficit again. Sadie has Payne, uses him as well. Marking ball towards Bolaños. Siobhan John Brown tracking it just out for a Westchester corner. Decent ball. Teta gets his head to it. Powder giving chase, and Denton first to it. Spokane will be in no rush to build up or create, although if they see an opportunity on the counter, they won't be shy about trying to exploit it. And that they have done here. Heel has an option on the overlap. Reedy is in behind, cutting it across. Jackman doing very well to pounce. And now is Spokane a bit disorganized. Bolaños doesn't have many reinforcements. Okiyoshi. Sadie. His matchup with Waldeck, must-watch television so far. He gets it back. Looking for Johnson. Run comes a second late. Cleared only as far as Payne, though. Time rapidly waning on Westchester. As of now, he will be forced to settle for another frustrating defeat. And this is a late challenge from Teta, one that yields him the yellow. Rather fortunate to get off with just a yellow.
Your attention, please.
He dives in here, just a touch late. He is going for the ball, but goes in from behind, and if he's higher up on the leg there, it definitely causes a bit more ire from the official. '25 Westchester Soccer Club season tickets are now on sale. Don't miss your chance to be part of our historic inaugural season at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. Catch all of the action and all the fun starting at just $18 per game. Tickets are selling fast. Visit westchestersc.com for more information. More changes being ready to buy Westchester.
Your attention, please.
And Brian Vasquez, the 19-year-old, entering the action.
Entering the pitch, number 11, Brian Vasquez.
What can the youngster conjure? He replaces Joel Johnson. This is a clear attack-minded change, and it is presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. Vasquez, a listed winger, in for the fullback in Johnson. Bolaños. Okiyoshi. Sprays it wide to Sadie. Now they have to break down this Spokane low block, something that has proven so difficult for so many.
Your attention, please.
Heel.
Correction on the previous Westchester substitution.
Waiting in the middle, and now he gets it.
Did not replace number 8, Daniel Bowman. He replaced number 5, Joel Johnson.
Bolaños. Will this open up for Westchester? Sadie, the brightest bulb on the pitch for many spurts for the Golden Apple tonight. A switch to Drac, and well worked. Okiyoshi. Vasquez, the substitute. Drac again. Cross deflected. Excellent work by Jome. Is there a way out now for Spokane? Heel. Ushering it wide. This is Denton. Pelaez on the turn. A Spokane goal at this stage would all but seal it. Waldeck. Siobhan John Brown. May become a game of keep away from here on out for Velocity. Any way to escort this over the line. A long road trip to Westchester, all the way across the country. But as of now, in line to do the double over their New York foes. Bolaños. Dropping the shoulder. Some appeals for penalty. They are immediately waved away by Joe Surgeon. Bolaños has had his moments going forward. It has made an impact in sporadic situations, but has yet to truly test Carlos Marancio. Meanwhile, Spokane making a change in defense. Jalen Chrysler, who spent the bulk of this year on the subs bench, making his first league appearance. Chrysler replacing Pelaez. That is a center back for a center forward. That substitution presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice, and I think the message is clear at this point. Lock up shop and see this over the line. Chrysler joining from one Knoxville. An excellent defender in this league for so long. Bolaños through to Obregon. Denton does enough. Corner on the way. Many eyes will be on the fourth official immediately following this set piece. And it will be a long stoppage time period, 9 minutes to be precise. In-swinger. Not a bad ball, but Palma lost his footing. Now Waldeck in space. Intercepted well by Drac. Vasquez, the initial corner taker. Drac now in space. Cross deflected. And it is another corner on the way for Westchester. An aerial onslaught sure to ensue now for Spokane to face. Vasquez, click on, and well beyond Marancio's goal. Well, credit to him, he has weathered the storm this second half. Westchester has created havoc around his goal, and Carlos Marancio has played with the composure befitting of a number one between the sticks. You see his growth and maturity from last year to this year on full display once again this evening. Palma tugging of the shirt. This may yield him a booking. That it does. So both center backs walking the tightrope from here on out for Westchester. It's a cynical foul. Just wraps up Reedy. No real argument for Palma here. Jome. Into the thick of added time now. Westchester team that has put forth a game effort tonight without so many key pieces. The likes of Connor McGlynn, Kemar Lawrence, Andrew Jean-Baptiste. Not to mention the long-term absences of the likes of Kohn Blomstein and many others. They're holding their own, though, with a thinner squad than they would have hoped for. But still find themselves trailing by a goal, desperate to secure some semblance of a result. Promising performances have taken center stage the last couple weeks or so, but rather little to show for it in terms of end product. And this would certainly match that description. Offside flag is raised. Right now, Spokane without a true center forward. Anwar Pelaez replaced by Jalen Chrysler. So as things currently stand, it appears Pierre Reedy is filling that void. Okiyoshi. Midway through stoppage time at this stage. Westchester still chasing. Sadie. So many white shirts behind the ball at this point. Waldeck wins this one-on-one battle. Four minutes remain of stoppage time. Drac. Bolaños. Vasquez. The most recent insertion for Westchester. Powder. It will take something special to unlock this Spokane back line. It's a good cross. Obregon gets his head to it, but no real opportunity to put it on target. He has been his usual difficult to contain self. A goal that pulled Westchester level just beyond the hour mark at 2-2. One that was answered just 4 minutes later. Speaks to the championship caliber of a Spokane side that has been to a final in its short history and has continued to upgrade. Lee Wiedemann talking about how he felt optimism about the quality, but needed to see how everybody gelled. And the first few weeks was a feeling out process for both himself and his team. But since then, there has been a layer of confidence around this squad. Bolaños. Falls for Palma. Sadie now. Cutting it on his left. Morancio with 2 palms for security. Well, he has denied Prince Sadie more times than many can count. And he does it again here. Vasquez hooking it towards the back post. Inside the final 2 minutes of the initial 9. Hope of a result waning for Westchester. Marancio punches. Falls for Drac. His effort cut out at the source. We'll get it back now. That did not have enough float to it. Is there one final bit of drama in store? Jome. Denton looking to spur the break. Plays it through to Jome. Flag stays down. Has a runner. Drac intervenes at the 11th hour. Final minute of the added 9. Obregon. Late return. Jome now. And was that Westchester's final chance? Heel. Looking wide. Palma gets his legs in the mix. And Reedy will await reinforcements at this stage. Waldeck. And at this point, it will be a trip to the corner flag if there is even time for that. No, there is not. A game effort by Westchester, but Spokane notching another 3 points on its impressive ledger. Lee Wiedeman's side unbeaten in the last 13 league matches. Now standing alone as third in League One history. They are just 2 matches away from matching Chattanooga's record, 1 away from second place. And as you look atop the League One table, separation beginning to emerge. It is 7 points that separate himself and his side from AV Alta. A team that has set the pace since early May, continuing to extend its advantage. And they are in a hard-fought 3-2 victory here tonight. We'll step aside briefly, hear from Westchester when we return a look back at the 90 minutes from this 5-goal thriller. Spokane prevailing in 3-2 fashion. Stick with us here on ESPN+.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy. With the people who make you smile. Health First Insurance Plans connect you to care you can trust. For a happy family and a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
You expect Manhattan-level care, and you live in Westchester. With Northwell, you'll find it all right here through this store in Terrytown, and this one in Katona, at Phelps Hospital and Northern Westchester Hospital. It's where you'll find a vast network of world-class doctors delivering everything from primary care to the most complex neurosurgery and cancer treatments. And it's all part of New York's most awarded health system, with every door leading to extraordinary care right here in Westchester. Northwell. Raise health.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy. With the people who make you smile. Health First Insurance Plans connect you to care you can trust. For a happy family and a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
Back here in Westchester, where the two standout forwards exchanging a friendly chat after the 90 minutes. Anwar Pelaez's brace, though, is what sees Spokane Velocity earn a 3-2 road victory, despite the best efforts of J.C. Obregon, who did pull Westchester level around the hour mark. It's time to take a look back at the 90 minutes where both of these two forwards shined. We picked things up in the early stages where Spokane got off to a flying start. An early penalty after this late challenge from Daniel Bauman. Many may have some words with the official after that, but it won't matter because Pelaez stepped up and delivered, and there certainly was contact in the midst of that. He picks it out into the bottom left corner. But then about 8 minutes later, Westchester winning a penalty of its own, tit for tat. Obregon brought down. It is a late challenge. His penalty, though, saved, and Ermin Makic had to follow it up and bash it in for his first professional goal. You take them any way you can get them, though, against the league leaders, and it looked like from there we would have a lovely fixture in store. After the fast start by Westchester to the second, Spokane rocketing back on the counter. You see this cross from Pierre Reedy, Siobhan John Brown powering it off the post, and it took the final touch off of Dane Jackman, which put Spokane back in front. But then Obregon with other ideas. Sadie weaving a web of lies here, just bypassing two defenders, ricocheting it off post and crossbar. But Obregon there to knock it in and pull Westchester level. But 4 minutes later, heartbreak striking for Westchester again. A second penalty, and this far clearer than the first. Palma, a two-handed shove, sets up Pelaez, who delivers again from 12 yards to pull himself level with Obregon in the Golden Boot race and power Spokane to the 3 points. You see the numbers on your screen, a rather even affair. Spokane the slight edge possessionally, Westchester the edge shots-wise. It made for a thrilling contest, one that was open, one that featured moments of tactical defensive shifts as well, especially by Spokane, and one that featured a web of twists and turns. But as things stand and as things end, it was Pelaez who made the difference. That is where things finish from Westchester County. A game Westchester still falls to the league leaders in 3-2 fashion, who notch a 9th win in the last 13 league contests. Spokane now unbeaten in the last 13 league games to move 7 points clear atop USL League One. For our entire crew from Westchester, we say so long, where it finishes Spokane 3, Westchester 2. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.